Ah, yes. The final week. We're running even shorter on matches. We only got 7 this time around. The forfeits hit us hard at the end. We all lost motivation as a group. I'm gonna keep it real. But we still have 7 matches to watch that did get played. First up is Milo versus Eon. Let's not waste any more time and get started. Multiscale. Double multiscale is wild. Alrighty, oops, but that drop. In comes the dose. Oh, confusion for the K. Oh, that's rough. Running Discharge instead of Thunderbolt is certainly a choice. Okay. Roll switch out. Oh, and if you had Thunderbolt, you would have gotten the kill there. It's also Torrent. That is Torrent Primarina. So I just noticed there's 3 starters in this game. And sacking Avalug there is a choice to be made. And you have Gudra that exists. Static Rock? No. Tracing the Intimidate to proc Intimidate. Terra Fairy Moonblast. Gooey! Trying to get started that lives on 1. Fake Sash fans are popping off right now. And Terra Blast. Oh my, but Life Orb. Ooh, Life Orb. At the very end. Oh no. Dropped a Draco Meteor on a freaking bug. And that's gonna do it, yep. So, with this win, Eon is the number 1 seed actually on the sugar side of things. Moving on to Fadi versus Val. Fadi really needs to win this in order to get in. Is the TLDR. Val also, actually this is a really close matchup for both of them. I think it's borderline winner moves on. I'm not entirely sure. Oof. Weakness policy activates a bit late, I think, yep. Calls out the Terror with the Air Slash, unfortunately doesn't get anything for it. Bastiodon doing work. Oh, flinched. Failing to Yon Mega. Terrifying Terra Blast. Alright. Finally worked your way through that. And Terrakion is Scarf, but you are Sash. Terra Blast. Now you're faster. Yep. Is this when things are getting out of control? Nope, Mach Punch shuts it down. Anyways, in comes Terrapagos. Drain Punch did. Oh my gosh, that was a lot. Okay. I'm Mach Punch again. I don't know if Vladdy has a real... Oh, that's not going to help at all. That is not going to help in the slightest. Gets a Glaive Rush KO. Fortunately, here comes Staraptor, who just absolutely murders. Yeah, that knocks Foddy out. Val's gonna wind up making it in. Blue Jay and Radlup. Is next up. So I'm just gonna keep it real right now. Yeah, Radlup did not make playoffs in the end of the day. But did he win this game? Got the double toxic debris up. Always a good start. Worms. Terrifier, but gets encored. Overheat does a grand total of 15%. Congratulations. Also, it did not set sun. I just realized. Did they? Was that a mess up on the Ninetales set? Actually, probably not. Flash Fire is really good for Ceruledge Edge. So, it makes sense. Making it rain. Orthworm is now susceptible to the toxic spikes, and therefore gets badly poisoned. Recover on a Mirror Coat turn, and this is looking bad. That Overheat didn't even kill. Somehow. It may or may not be GG's. Thunderclap doesn't even work because Recover, of course. Now a Calm Mind. Thunderclap doesn't kill. Or Shadow Ball does. This one's looking very over. Shadow Sneak's gonna get the job done finally, but yeah. Just too little too late by that point. Goldango did too much. Surprised Melodic lived that hit. You're gonna give the last hit to Glamora of all things? Okay. That song is too whimsical for the thrashing that I just watched. Anyways, that's the last of the matches in Sugar for the regular season. And I can tell you right now, the standings were Eon was the first seed. Jace beat me to get the second seed, which is a different video. Not me having a freaking pull it up to remember. Winter got the 3 seed by virtue of a forfeit against Iger. Blue Jays, despite the loss against Radlup, was still the 4 seed. Milo, despite the loss to Eon, was the 5. And Papa beat Foddy for the 6. spot. I don't know why I was looking there. I could use the standings tab. My other monitor. God damn it. Anyways, we move on to the end of the scales season. Panders versus Mateo. Terra Electric Jolteon. It's a critical hit, but of course. Sash. So many Sashes. Expecting a double switch. It's like it's yawned on, and another yawn. And another yawn. And another yawn. Dog, this Jolteon's so freaking tired. Double switch. To catch the Ditto. Who wins the fake out speed tie before battling to Serena. Okay, rocks are gone. Over to Meowscarada, who gets drop kicked. It drops a what a weird move. Weakness policy. Oh. Ugh. Eject button. Have you Shadow Sneak to get some damage off before the Shadow Claw just kills you back. Anyways, down goes Serena. Another sash. So many sashes. A yawn? Why so many yawns? So many yawners. Fake out. Yeah, opposite, you're gonna rapid spin here though like that. No, you click yawn actually, which leads you up to another rapid spin attempt here. Yep. No, it's Magic Bounce, no! No! Okay, Cresselia, a couple of Trick Room monsters here. Double Calm Mind, probably maybe need to heal that turn. Resto Chesto, I guess. Sure. He's not Cresselia's faster, not Cresselia's slower, but yep. Cresselia actually cleans up using the opponent's Trick Room here because this Ditto is slower. Wait, the Ditto lived. Unfortunately, does not do enough damage back. Panders takes that win over Mateo. This fight was actually super important because Panders, by virtue of winning this, got to be the 2 seed, got the first round bye, whereas Mateo has to play in round 1 of the playoffs. Puzzle Plank Galaxy, okay. Okay. Mario Kart World, what the fuck are you on? Anyways. Next up, we have Coolio versus Flower Power. Knock off the U-turn. Hyperspace Fury just works, I guess. I don't know how Cinchino was slower there. Oh, this is Scarfed. unbelievably dead. So unbelievably dead. It's neutralizing gas. Just gonna burn it, for lack of anything better. Electroshock before double actually activates in the rain, and neutralizing gas is gone. Rain's still here. The armor cannon doesn't do near enough. Now stamina's proccing, so I thought armor cannon was a fighting type. You brought the water back for Ogre Pond. Double U-turn. In comes Floatzel. Sure, obvious switch, but Source Dance, okay. Can Ogre Pond bring this back? Ivy Cudgel in the rain. Ooh, doesn't quite kill and dies to Hurricane. Stone Axe gets the kill. Does Floatzel just clean up from here, even without the rain? Please a cleaver for sure. I think it clears a Gold Dingo too. It does. Wave Crash is that move. Wave Crash is that guy. So Coolio, despite winning, came up a couple points short of playoffs. Actually lost the tiebreaker because the island got 2 fewer wins. So I think it's the only case. It's a lie. It's the only case for like edge of playoffs between the two. But we have quite a few ties between like that were broken by island performances or records were even. Anyways, next up we have Dame and Matt. I know Matt and Mateo probably get confused a fair bit, but penultimate match, away we go. Geyser got bailed here immediately over to Metagross. Good call on the Ice Beam, no freeze. Have you slammed Static Proc? No. In comes Gliscor. Activates the poison. Alolan Muck shows up to get knocked off. Loses the Rocky Hollow, which wound up doing a whole lot of nothing actually because of Poison Heal. Taunt doesn't matter because it was clicking Earthquake anyways. Go to Miss Magius to... Ooh, bad call. Lost that 50-50 hard. Gliscor is doing a lot here. Oh, bad time to use Acid Armor. I'm going to assume you were not packing Ice Beam. Hydro Pump miss? No, it's getting worse. It's unraveling. Absolutely unraveling here. For Dame. Gets rocks up because why not? Anyways. Raging Bolt dodges a Hurricane, of course. Calm Mind to boost up. It's so over. Why are you Calm Mind boosting? There we go. And now in comes Gambit. Didn't even click Sucker Punch. Probably scared of a thunderclap on the other end. This was the cap on Matt's perfect season, actually. 8-0. And Dame, even if Dame had won, he wouldn't have made playoffs. Island would have lost the tiebreaker for him. There's a pretty big potential not at 4-4. Wound up being 4, could have been 5, or maybe even 6. Well, actually, it couldn't because one of them was a purpose. Yeah, it could have been 5 if our good pal Dane here had won, but Dane still wouldn't have made playoffs just because the island didn't do good enough compared to some of the others at that record. The final match of the regular season is Druidic versus Deegs. Stakes here? Absolutely none. Well, a couple. Druidic needs to win to make it in, but Deegs has nothing on the line here. Deegs is well below playoffs. Hex, T-Wave Hex, and then Nasty Plot is... This is a set. This is a set for sure. Terra Steel gets the para. Doesn't eat the Wood Hammer though. So in comes Scizor to try to take advantage. Forces a switch to Thundurus, who eats this dual wing bead not as well as perhaps I would have liked. Citrus Berry is procced. Bulk Up, gonna help a little bit there. Acrobatics? What is this set? No shot. And it gets the roll for the kill. That's... Gonna just suicide yourself into the Garchomp, I see. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. And his substitutes. Oh, dear. Play Swords Dance. Ironhead. Flinch? No. Rough Skin and Rocky Helmet just doesn't get the KO because it's the KO will let me keep the Rocky Helmet. That's a Scarf Hydreigon. Hydreigon's slower than Garchomp. In comes Sylveon. It's Cute Charm and not Pixelate. What? Is that just a misclick on the team builder? Because there should be no reason for it to not be Pixelate. Omni boosting up. Just to die, of course. Classic. I don't think there's anyone to break the record right here. Oh, that did 3%? No. This light screen's doing too much work. Alright, Kenrai could come back. Not even Lightning Rod. But no. Well, not the greatest battle in the world to end the season on, but you know what? we are here. I can tell you... Now I can tell you the standings for scales were Matt as the 1, Panders is the 2, Mateo 3, Druidic 4, Fowler at 5, and Clovey at 6. And now, so will this fit? I need to change. Not me changing my freaking setup midway through. Okay. Now that's done, my music is dead. Cool. I'm just gonna close that, open up some music on a different thing. We're gonna hop off of We're gonna hop into the Vanilla Pavilion, because why not? And let's take a look at playoff teams and who they chose. I'm starting with Sugar, just because keeping it consistent. Even though Scales submitted their playoff islands first, how it worked is that everybody submitted a list of like however many they needed to. And it was kind of all blind, so nobody could like counter team. So these are the top 2 seeds, Eon and Jace. They both don't play in the first round. Eon took Blue Jays Islands, giving alongside the top row of their travel teams, there's the 8 below the islands. You've got Terrain Setter, Terrain Abuser. You've got a couple more solid steel types. Fairy type. This is a choice for what island to pick. Can't really say there's a great idea like in my head just springing forward, but again, I'm not the one who made playoffs, so I cannot pass judgment. On the other side is Jace, the 2 seed, who happened to also get his first pick, using Schnarfy's Island, the Isle of Manaphy, and it is quite clear we went bulky. Supplementing this Regenerator Mon right here with Corviknight and Tinglu and Vaporeon. Just nasty defensive work. There's also a Ditto here to try to stop setup. You got Surf as kind of a win con. You got Jolteon. Inferno can be mixed. Tankaton's just kind of a bonk. Now we can get to some like actual matchup previews, because the 3 versus 6 matchup is Winter versus Papa. Winter took my island. A good choice, as always. Whereas Papa took his own island. Kawinky Dink, I think not. But for this matchup, it's weather versus terrain for the travel teams. As far as the islands they chose, offense versus defense is a good way to put it. Papa's got, most notably, Roaring Moon as like the fast threat. Screens for hyper offense. Oricorio as this rogue setup sweeper. Whereas Winter has Skarmory, Chansey, Slowbro, Sandaconda, Latias, King Gambit. The win con here is Quackable, who was the kill leader actually in the sugar side of things. And also there's webs to help enable hyper offense if you wanted to. Granted, webs won't work against the Metagross most likely. And also going to be very hard to maintain with Navalug. Of course, there's also this Spather up here as kind of a setup win con. Kind of just a couple boosters to try to set up in some sort of sense. I don't know if they're going to get a chance with Ursaluna there, but we shall see. The 4 versus the 5 is Blue Jay versus Milo. Blue Jay took Jace's island, whereas Milo took Eon's island, so the 1 and 2 seeds are fighting already. I think the big notable difference, look at these Terra Captains, look at these Terra Captains. There's a quality difference there. The problem is that this one's not a Terra Captain, and therefore doesn't count as a real Pokemon. Other than that, Volcarona going to be a bit hard to prep for outside of relying on Ceruledge a lot. But I don't know if Ceruledge will quite be able to hold up to the task. Primarina, just a solid bond in general, can absolutely threaten a lot of this team. And threaten to just sit on a lot of this team. Hazard stacking. Got Terrakion, who's been really good as a Scarfer over these last few weeks from what I've been watching. Over here, Meowscarada is just one of the scariest turn 1 threats we've got. Does have to watch out for low kicks, but aside from that, just kind of picks on everything with speed. Speed-wise, Blue Jay has a big ol' advantage. Cyclizar is a hazard control / utility bond with occasional Draco Meteors. Big threats this guy. Terra Rhyperior has been a menace all season on both sides, actually. I think it got Terra Captains on both sides. I'm trying to remember if it made playoffs or not both sides. I think it did. We shall see. So, gotta be careful about that. Empoleon might have a role here. Doesn't get threatened out by a couple of the key physical threats. But, looks to be a really interesting matchup. Fair bit of nuance. It would be better if Avalugg was the Terra Captain, but no, Jace can't be smart like that. I would make fun of Eon for Bastiodon, I just don't think he had a better option there. I think everything else is just either okay with its type or can't too high points to be Terra'd. Alright, looking at the scale side, that's Terra Jolteon again. You might notice. Matt is the 1 seed. Took over... Let me check it. Pander's team, actually. So this is Matt using Pander's Island against versus Panders. Well, not versus Panders yet. I mean, you hope that's a finale, but... So Matt took Pander's Island. Fairly obvious to see why. You get a nice dragon. Just fairy steals, dragons all over the place. Ursaluna is a nice wall breaker. Does slightly invalidate Metagross's reason to be here. I think Metagross is like a bit bulkier, so they still both have a purpose. You got screens. You got this fish. You got Quiver Dance and webs. You've got Crit Me Not. You've got Mence, who has gone through a bit of a revival. And on the other side, we have Panders, who took Druidix Island. Terra Jolteon made second seed both sides as a travel team mod. So, might need to reevaluate that. Got Fire, Water, Grass on the travel team from Druidic. Volcarona was the kill leader by a wide margin. The gap was close to 10 kills over the next closest mon in either division. So... it's a lot of physical pressure too, because physical mon has a higher attack stat. Physical mon, physical. If it goes offensive, it's actually kind of both. It wants to be offensive with Water Bubble, but it packs webs. It's got Prankster. Duraludon's the Terra Captain is a decent choice, I think. I think for this team, it's one of the better options that could have been picked for the Terra Captain for the travel team. I didn't even mention Bisharp Terra over here. You've got a couple really scary islands over here. Both of them are really fast. Both of them have their fast threats. Both of them have their bulkier mons. Not a ton of true walls. Like, I think Cresselia counts here. Over here, it's like you can put some defense into Tinkaton. Sinisty is bulky by virtue of the fact that it will just set up on you. Do that over and over. But yeah, bunch of offense, not a lot of defense. We'll see how that works out. Especially if these two have to face each other later. Which is what you kind of hope will happen. Meanwhile, the 3 seed Mateo takes on the 6 seed Clovey. Mateo actually took Clovey's Island. So, oof. Being forced to fight the very thing you drafted. I can see why Mateo took this island. You've got Chilly Reception, you've got double regen. So Titan to abuse the Chilly Reception. You've got Skarmory here because why not? Terra on Arcanine, always a good choice. This absolutely nasty mix-up duo of Ditto and Zoroark Hisui is funny to me. just because they're going to be transforming all the time. And they're both actually very good. Clovey, on the other hand, only person in Scales to not get their first pick of islands somehow. They took Dame's Island of Numako. And Goldango Ogerpon. A couple really solid choices. To be honest, those two with the top row, very solid team. And then you've got just whatever happens to work the best. Most of the time it'll be Weezing. I think for this matchup, Weezing is probably the best. Since I think neutralizing gas prevents regenerator recovery when they switch out. Don't quote me on that, but I think. But yeah, Weezing is going to be good here. Armarouge could have a role. Getting up Tailwinds with... What the fuck is your name? Kilowattrel. Yeah, Kilowattrel. Could be a neat idea. You've got a couple Pokemon that can serve as either they set up and go, or they just go off rip. Donphan for hazards, which is going to be crucial because Skarmory's here to set up spikes. But the thing is, you have Magnet Pull. Magnet Zone. So does Skarmory even come? A good question. It's also an Ogerpon Ditto. We have Water versus Rock. Yeah, Donphan's going to have to come and do a lot of work because of the hazard stacking potential on this side. Girder also does get defog, but I don't know if you want to bring Girder. Yeah, it's not like there's a ton that straight up threatens it outside of Slowking. Should be a good one. I think it'll be interesting to see what the plan for Mateo will be if Goldango Nasty plots or Ogerpon Sword Dances. Because over Ogerpon it might be Tauros, but then Tauros is susceptible to Grass Stab. Susceptible to play rough. The answer could be Terra Grass Intimidate Arcanine. But I think Terra Grass is the Terra type. Anyways, moving on to the other matchup. The final matchup of round 1 for the playoffs. I told you Terra Rhyperior was here. So double Terra Rhyperior, double Terra Jolteon. We might have to reevaluate those two. Druidic took Mateo's Island, whereas Flower took Matt's Island. As if things are going to get more confusing. We've got Rain and Side Spam potential here. We have this guy I hate versus this guy I love while on the same team. We got Terra Rhyperior and Overquill as a choice. Kind of an offbeat Rain abuser. Whereas Flower has a Dragon Fairy Steel core that is honestly very threatening. I love it. Skeledirge as kind of the setup sweeper stopper. How good it'll do in that role to be determined, because it does just get hard threatened by Floatzel. And all the water types who don't need to boost to get by it. You've got hopefully free rocks, you would hope. Raikou could be huge here. You might actually go Lantern instead. I could see Lantern showing up in this matchup. Nothing straight up threatens it. I think it gets both Volt Absorb and Water Absorb, so you can kind of choose if you want to be immune to Floatzel Wave Crash or Archaludon Electroshot. Staraptor has done a pretty good job on both sides, actually, with being just a nuke. I think it actually may play out as a Terra Captain both times, too, with Papa on the other end. So that could be another thing to evaluate. But yeah, big thing is, can Bauer's team handle the rain? I am not sure if it can, because it's an awful lot of pressure on Lantern of all things, and like maybe Vileplume. But yeah, that is the setup for playoffs. Next video, round 1, 4 matchups. We'll see how it goes. See you guys then.